Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Tuesday night, and I had to switch the thing over. I was sitting here looking at the charts and everything else on here. But anyway, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. I hope everybody had a great day. And here you go. I'll switch it right back for you so you can see what the heat map was looking like. Microsoft was a little flat. NVIDIA, Google popping up there. Meta wasn't bad. Amazon, Apple down on their Apple day right there. So they did release the iPhone 17 or something it's up to now, and it was a little red. As a matter of fact, we'll just look at it. It was pulling back right there, so we'll watch and see how it bounces off right here at that 232. Could be some healthy pullback. Don't know why, but it is. And the SPY was up $1.50, not looking bad right there. So we'll go through the big caps, Mag 7, all them guys, and see what's going on, because these things are setting up. I can tell you the list is huge tonight because there's just so many opportunities out there. So I hope everybody getting into them. And like I said, we've been rocking and rolling in the Discord. If you looked at the night note last night, every single one of them was a hit right there. So all you had to do is pick one of them, and you don't necessarily have to hit the 100%ers. All you have to do is take one, trade it smart, lock in your profits, and roll it over to the next day, and you will keep compounding it, and it'll definitely be good. And you'll hit 100% plus ones here and there. I'll tell you what, I was up at 4 a.m. This DSY, it was moving there this morning. I'm not going to lie. You can see it spiked up. It opened up at like $1.08 or something. I forget what it was. Let me see over here. DSY, where did it open at? $1.93. It was way down there. And then it ran up to like $36, and it's at 210 right now. It was crazy. I did see it. And by the time I saw it, it was like almost at $6-7. It was running up there pretty fast, and it did spike up. Obviously, you can't see the whole thing right there. It's not showing us, but it was running pretty fast this morning. And they spike up super, super fast. So you got to be in control of them. CWD, remember this Caliber Cuz or whatever it was, Caliber COS right here, CWD, kept popping up on the scanner, and that thing popped up like a maniac today as well. So that one was running, and I actually saw it right before it was running, and I did post it, and then it ran over 100% real quick, 225 to $56, and it's at 736 now. So there you go with CWD, and they were two runners this morning. There's all kinds of things running. QMM, that went ballistic to like 300. I'm pretty sure we had talked about this one before as well, QMMM. And what else? That ice specimen was a recent one, and that was flying up over 100%. So a lot of them. Remember Gem? We were looking at it last night, this Cayman Islands one, and this was cruising up as well right there. So a lot of good ones that we were talking about on the show, and a lot of good ones in the Discord. There's so many guys, you couldn't possibly trade them all, nor do you want to. You just want to pick one that you like the best, what fits your trading style, and go in and attack it and trade it smart, lock in those profits, and move them on to the next one, which we'll just get moving and move on to the next one in our list right here. Because like I said, we got one heck of a list tonight. It is wild, and there's a lot of great ones here. So here we go. Let's get cruising along. And what I was going to say is 4 a.m. is definitely wild. I'm going to keep an eye on it and see what's up, but I also am looking to see how everybody can benefit from that early morning. And maybe it's not exactly at 4 a.m., guys, because 4 a.m. is just cruising. I mean, from 4 to 4:05, you got to be ready. Laptop Travel's got it down to a science, and he does amazing. We'll let him continue to do his thing, post them out, and let everybody know. And if you can get into them, you can. If not the end of the world. And I'll tell you why, because these things run up so fast, and then they come back down, and then all of a sudden, right around 6:30ish, I guess I'd say, things start setting up again. And that's the thing that I'm starting to look at right now. So maybe we don't have to worry about 4 a.m. and we can catch it on the second half of the pre-market, early pre-market, going into like that 7 o'clock hour, because right now things have been popping here. and we might continue to see this kind of trend as this market is about to get cruising. And again, talk about a bubble, guys. Well, look at this one right here. Oracle, they haven't seen numbers since 1998 like this, guys. I'm telling you, Oracle hasn't been popped up like this since the last bubble. And if that wants to tell you something right there, and you know what I've been saying for the last few weeks, maybe a month or two, and this market just cannot get put down. There's no way it can. AI just keeps it cruising. It doesn't matter if there's bad news. It doesn't matter about anything. As long as we stay out of the nuclear war, I think it's pretty good. And yeah, we'll look at the news and then we'll go right ahead and check out this big list. S&P 500 futures up slightly ahead of the inflation data is coming in, and Oracle forecast looks to spark AI trade right there. Oracle stock surged towards its best day since 1999. What did I just say? And these huge numbers explain why. And Wall Street indexes notch record high closes. Investors bet rate cut. Oh, really? You're going to bet on it now? And it does look like it might be just a 20. We'll look at it in a second. They did curl back, but holy cow, that thing was shooting up there. And the Supreme Court's going to fast track that tariff case like we were talking about. And get that over with, get the rate cuts in, and I'm telling you guys, this market's going to get cruising. It just wants, and we already know the entire time the administration, they've wanted these rates down lower since day one, really, and they still got the market to run the all-time high. So imagine as the rates get cut down. And then S&P 500 hits record as bonds fall before inflation right there. So that is what the news stories are. And let's go ahead and see what we're looking at in the market and what's going to be popping for tomorrow. And Laptop Travel just said he got in. He's working on the overnight watch list for the 4 a.m. Warriors. And like I said, that is a great watch list. And I think we might be able to take advantage of it, even after 4 o'clock. So I'm just keeping an eye on things, and I'll keep you updated on all that as well. So I'll be up pretty early tomorrow again. I've been trading a couple here and there real quick. They're in and out. And obviously, you remember what happened yesterday. That was probably one of the wildest days, OCTO. And it's still up there pretty good. I mean, didn't jump up like it did yesterday, but it's sitting at 40 considering it opened up down here in like a dollar land or something like that. So there you go at OCTO. And here we go with our list. And NXTT, guys, is not looking bad. It is getting set up, trying to curl up right there. And maybe this will be next to get moving. And there's just so many of them, like I said, that there possibly will be a few of them that will be next to get moving. But you can see 14 to 16. Its low is in the 13s, and it is up a little bit in the 14.5 section. And that is NXTT. Keep an eye on that. ORIS right here. This is actually looking pretty good today and curling up again, trying to get onto that 20. So maybe we actually see this one run, because we were watching it before. It jumped up, pulled back, and now it looks pretty good. And we do know they like to run up, pull back, and then get cruising again. So there is the ORIS. And this one, Raya right here. Zami, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Not exactly sure, but he goes by Great Stock Picks or something like that. And he was just mentioned earlier on. He said that the reverse split decision or whatever is going to be tomorrow. And let's see, the NASDAQ listing. So, yeah, they're to request the hearing. So that's what they have. They have an appeal hearing, I believe. And I was saying that like last week. I just didn't know what day it was. It looks like it could be tomorrow. So, obviously, if the NASDAQ approves the request and everything, that thing could get cruising right there. Could have been waiting for that. So, keep an eye on Raya right there. EPIX is another one trying to get set up. We've been watching it as it had that huge pulled back right there. And look at this thing. That's a nice fish hook getting set up right there. You know, I love that look for EPIX. So you might want to keep an eye on EPIX right there as well. ASST is definitely running. I have it on the list there, but we can look at it right now. And it was jumping up in the after hours right there. So it curled right off that MACD. Just look for them bad boys, and bam, there you go. It's got up to 1020. I know it's in 54. And I was looking at that one at the end of the day, and it was running up. SMCI was looking good. How about that APP right there? App Lovin was cruising along some more. And you're saying apps right here, Digital Turbine is not looking bad right there as well. I must say, lad, who was that? Luis Rodriguez right there. PLTR has been in a massive 2-hour squeeze since August 25th right there. And let's see, PLT. Oh, that does look pretty good. Yeah, I think you're going to get cruising back up. We were looking at it last night. It did look like it could pull back a little bit, but now it looks real nice. Sophie's been looking good. We'll go through all these guys. Let's cruise right through our list and see what's going on. There are so many of them, guys. Open Door even trying to bounce back up, but I don't know if I'd even mess with it at this moment. It's way up there. And it's been up there a little bit, so you will see some pullback. Maybe it tries to run up one more time, but again, be careful with good old Open Door. And QMCO looking good today. Remember, we were talking about it. Looks like their earnings are coming up tomorrow, and we will see. It looks really good going into that. You know what else looked good today going into earnings was that GameStop, and that was cruising along. But look at that QMCO hitting the 50 right there and looking pretty good. And there is your GameStop, and that jumped up. I don't do earnings, but that thing was looking good. We were saying it, and bam, there you go. It was jumping up there in the after hours, and there you go with the earnings. And let's see what else is going on at QMCO. We'll go through our other ones. RGTI right here is the Rigetti Computing, and it's a computer hardware one. These ones are getting set back up, curling up, looking way better as well. So just keep your eye on these two. QUBT right here is that quantum computing technology. That was running up today. And like I was saying the other day, these things are all getting set up. Maybe they'll bounce around a little bit, but we're going to see the markets taking off. QBTS looking great right there, that D-Wave. And your QTUM is your Defiance Quantum ETF, and that's in the channel looking good, healthy, trying to set up IONQ right there. That's running up and looking really good. Z-Space is one that we should be keeping an eye on because look at it in the basement. We love these ones when they're beaten down like that. They're so great. And RCAT right here, still down there, but will get set up. So we'll keep an eye on that. And speaking about the cats, the Lion was up like 100% this morning, LGHL. That was cruising along. The Cheetah wasn't looking too bad today. It wasn't really going nutty, but it's trying to curl up. I'm not so sure it will. And JAGX wasn't too bad. It was more flat than anything after yesterday's run up. So there you go with your big cats right there. And you can see it was trying to spike up. But JAGX not looking bad right there. So keep an eye on it. And the Lion was up over 100%. UNH was a beauty. That was way up there. And we've been all over that. Getting into the top. Looks like it should try to run up some more with that momentum. And Oscar as well. That one's been running up, had a little pullback. It did run up this morning, and it still looks like it'll run up there a little more. This ABTC, American Bitcoin Corp, this looks like they're about to get cruising off the trend lines right there. Keep an eye on this. This is obviously one of them Trump companies, so you might want to keep your eye on that. And I know Pew is trying to move. Was it in the after hours or in the regular hours? Regular hours today. And that's getting set up and looking way better, as we had mentioned before. So PEW. And two of them I mentioned last night were looking good. NCPL, look at that bad boy, was up today. And PSQH was also up a little today and looking pretty good there. So there you go with them. And how about your Gush? And this thing is getting set up to roll off that MACD and get cruising, guys. So I'm not sure what's going on with your oil and gas, but something's going on right there. You can see Gush is looking pretty good. So you might want to keep an eye on that as well. And RBNE, that was running up today a little bit right there, not as much as TMDE, but you can see it getting curled up, looking good. It was spiked up for a little bit, but it didn't hold itself, but it should get moving. And TMDE was curling up, looking good, back over $1, and that's trying to run up. And look at that noise setup. So a couple great ones right there. We've been early on. And Boyle right here was still getting warm, and we did say it would still continue to heat up right here. So there's your Boyle. And we can even look at cold for you, and it does look like it's going to stay chilly right there on KOLD. And let's look at our OCGN right here. It's been flat, guys. Something's going on here. and it's going to get popping. I don't know what the heck they have happening right now. I have no idea. But when you ever see that look right there, I don't know what it's called, Laptop Travel or anybody else. It looks like three regular candles to me, and they look like they're like, aren't there three soldiers? That's what I would call that. But I have no idea what it's called, to be honest with you. And I just know that something's going on with that support line underneath of it. OCGN looking a little better right there and getting set up. And here is your BMNR Bitmine Immersions. And this one's trying to roll up. We were talking about it last night. And it just has a little setup time, probably a few days here as Ethereum. Three white soldiers. Thank you, Laptop Travel. That's what it's called. I knew there was three soldiers of some part. I didn't know what it was. I guess I do know a little more than I say I do, but really I had no idea what it was. I just kind of figured I knew there was something called soldiers in the charts, and if I had to guess, they look like three soldiers to me, so that was it. And thank you very much. They are lined up for battle. I would say so. That's how it looks to me anyway. So I never made up any of this terminology, and I really don't know the real terminology, but that's what I would call it if I had to call it anything. So that's why I had a pretty educated guess there. I really had no idea, but now I do know that is three white soldiers right there. Interesting. BMNR, interesting, getting ready to crawl up. And our S bet right here was up today. Remember, I was saying it was looking pretty good last night, bottomed out. We'll see. It might not crawl right through immediately, but it will be getting ready to cruise. And this UPXI, I'm surprised it's still pulling back because Solana's cruising along. It was just at, 216, says the stock cube right there. Ethereum's at 43.13, I know that. And Ripple's at 294. So just checking out the stock cube. Chainlink's at 23.05 and Stellar's 37 cents. And Cardano's at 86 cents. We'll go through crypto, but just as we were talking about Solana, just looking at the price there. And again, the stock cube is 10% off if anybody's interested. And the code is KITCO10, Kitco10, and Kitco.com is a metals company. We looked at it yesterday, and they track gold and the precious metals. So you can check that out as well. And I know they partnered up or sponsored the Stock Cube, which I don't really have any affiliation with it. I just love the product, guys. I really do. It's awesome. And the creator, the owner of it's really nice guy. He's really, really cool. And we do talk to each other. And anytime there's anything like he's changing or anything, he always hits me up and says, "Hey, what do you think? You think we should change anything else?" So the fact that he even asked me and he likes my opinion is pretty cool. So I've loved the product regardless. You guys know that. The first time I ever saw it, I was like, "Whoa, that thing's amazing," and it really is amazing. So if you're interested in the stock cube, again, 10% off, KITCO10 if you need the code. I did post it out today, but if you need it, hit me up and I'd be more than happy to shoot it over to you. And that is the stock cube. And here we go, talking about a crypto and UPXI and their Solana treasury right here. And again, just pulling back a little bit. So we'll see when that gets set up. Maybe because all these other treasuries are going nutty. And that is what's going on. And I'm learning news and candle terminology every day. So remember a black candle. Yeah, I remember. You used to mess with me. I couldn't remember what the one look was, and we would see it all the time, and I would literally forget every single day. And Laptop Travel would back in the beginning of the shows would like test me with candles, and you guys knew I had no idea what they really were. And so I am not lying. I have zero financial background. I'm telling you, I'm just self-taught everything that I basically do in life. I'm not going to lie. I went to culinary school. I have a couple degrees and a bunch of certifications in the construction industry, like lead abatement and all that good stuff, and fire inspector and fire, all that stuff, and all them things, and licenses and stuff. But yeah, I don't have any financial background, like really I never went for finance or anything like that. So I really don't know what things are called. I just make things up, and I've been doing it for over 20 years, and it's more or less just patterns, as you guys can see, and they just don't lie. These stock charts don't lie. They can tell you world events. They can tell you everything going on. And it's just fascinating. But anyway, let's cruise back onto our list. And Mobileye right here is moving up a little bit, has that resistance, may bounce around in this channel right here. So you could catch a better price action because it could come down as it gets set up, but not looking bad. That's an Israeli auto part company right there, MBLY. And here's our Heinz, Kraft Heinz, and they're getting divorced right there. And it is pulling back. So it was trying to set up, and immediately the other day we said, whoa, that thing is not looking as good as soon as you went over. And that's why I do use two charts, as you can tell. Sometimes I can easily tell on one chart. And Luis Rodriguez said that sounds like his wife right there. That's too funny. But anyway, yeah, that is funny. But yeah, Kraft Heinz, like I said, was trying to set up right there, and immediately it got that look and started to pull back, and you could tell, and we did say it was starting to pull back. And again, that's why I use the two charts, because sometimes it does look like it wants to set up and pop off, but if the other chart's saying, it's not really ready, you got to maybe hold off and really see what it's going to do. When they both line up together, for the most part, you're pretty safe. Obviously, anything can happen in the market. We all know that. And I've posted out calls, and literally like 3 minutes later, they've gone down, and I would say, hey, that didn't go as planned. And something happened there. It wasn't what I was looking at. But anyway, it does happen. So, I'll never say I'm perfect. That's for sure. But yeah, Kraft Heinz, they're separating there. They're getting a divorce and breaking the company up. And I don't know exactly when they're doing it, but it is pulling back there. How about that Neon? This will be a good one. It just has a little more time to set up down here, and it's getting ready. It looks like it's trying to bottom out there today, as a matter of fact. I was looking at Neon. So we'll keep an eye on this, but you do have some time for it to get ready to curl back up. So that is Neon, good old Neon. And that one ran up and ran around like crazy the other day. How about this BIIB, guys? Remember, I was telling you they had something going on. I'm not sure what it is. Well, there you go. I would say that chart said something. Can new Alzheimer's tests help clear the way for the next generation of therapies? I don't know. Maybe they have some kind of drug, something new. I have no idea. You guys know how much I actually look at the news, but I just saw this thing. It caught my eye on the scanner, and there you go. It's up 225 today, and up over 1.5% right there for BIIB. And Applied Digital Corp right here. I was going to say science. Applied Digital Corporation. And this one is getting ready. You can see it bottomed out there yesterday, hitting that 20. It should try to jump up there tomorrow. And the market does look pretty healthy. So I would assume it will try to right there. And we'll keep an eye on that. Bitfarms right there. I was looking at that Doge Mama 9 right before I came onto the show. It did pop up right there, and it was looking good. BITF. So I had just looked at that one, and that one should keep some momentum there in the morning, Doge Mama 9. That's what it looks like anyway, as it was running up today. So it's hitting that top, but it does look like it wants to continue its way up. Bitfarm right there, BITF. So that one is another good one. And here is AppLovin. We had looked at it already. It was jumping up today a little bit more. And I had that on the night note right there as a momentum play. And I would say that's a pretty good momentum play right there for APP. So there you go with that one. And I try to throw them all out there, like big caps, small caps, everything in between. And I also do a little small cap thing. They haven't been really, they're just starting to set up again. I was saying last night that they weren't necessarily getting, they weren't running for a week or two or maybe a couple, but they are setting up with the market. So we should start to see some of these penny stocks rock and roll. And a lot of things have just been these treasury ones that have been cruising and getting wild. And then during the daytime, you just have things popping up here, and they just catch crazy volume right now and get pumped up. It's wild. They're trying to get shorted, and they're just not doing it. And these things are like running on crazy runs right now, crazy short squeezes. And this net right here, NET, Cloudflare, this wasn't looking bad the other day, and it was up a little bit, and I think it was up a little bit more at the end of the day. Yeah, it looks pretty solid there at that 220. So NET did jump up as well. And CoreWeave is another one that looked really good going into today, and that one jumped up as well. So there's another one, CoreWeave right here, and that could continue up. I know that we looked at CWVX or something like that. Is that what I wrote down? Yeah, that was the 2-time, and that was running up there. So that is CWVX, and it's the 2-time Dow ETF for CoreWeave, and it's hitting that 20. We'll see if it bounces down a little tomorrow, but has a lot of room right there and could get turned back around for CoreWeave. And CRM Salesforce right here, not bad. It was hitting some resistance, could have a little pullback, but it will get set up and that'll get cruising relatively soon. It does have a little bit of time to set up right there. And Snapchat's not looking bad right here. That's one that's been on the list. You'll probably get Snapchat to move around tomorrow a little bit. That should move. ASML is in that. Yeah, ASML right here. That was jumping up today and not looking bad. Could keep a little momentum on that one as well. And this one, guys, remember I was telling you this Amaze Holdings was looking good. This is a winery and distillery one. This one's a winery and distillery one too. And this one went nutty today. EPSM right at the end right there. As you can see, it jumped up pretty big. 28 to like 150 or 26 to 155. It's at 138 right now. So that one did get crazy. This one looks pretty good too, AMZE right here. So keep an eye on Amaze. That's a winery and distillery one. I'm not sure if the whole sector looks crazy, but that one's curling up. And we looked at it the other day, and I said it was going to look good. It popped up on the scanner, curling up right there. So keep your eyes on AMZE and ATXG we looked at last night. And it did jump up today. It's hitting that resistance, but not looking bad right there. So keep your eye on that. I know someone mentioned it on the stock twits last night. And Morgan Stanley looking pretty good right here. Not only are they looking good, but Goldman Sachs is also looking good and was up pretty good today. So you can keep an eye on these two for a little momentum play right there. And ADAP is not looking bad either. This one was running up today, curling up, and looks like it wants to try to continue its way up. So I'm just throwing a whole bunch of them at you because there's a lot of great opportunities out here, and I have them all over the place. ADAP's a 4-cent one. We looked at Riot. We looked at big ones, small ones, everything in between, Bitfarm and everything else. So there is plenty of ones to look at, and I'll try to pick out the best ones for the Discord, obviously. And SNY right here, Sanofi. And this thing has a nice, wow, that thing's pretty wild right there, the way that chart looks. SNY. I would be keeping an eye on that thing coming up, guys. I don't even know. I saw that on the scanner, and it looks even crazier now than I think it did earlier. So keep your eyes on that one right there. I don't know what they have going on. Let's see. I have no idea, but it's been up 47% in 4 weeks, and it just surged again. And yeah, that thing's kind of cruising right there, I would say. It was up even higher and pulled back, but it looks like it's going to run right back up there. For SNY, not sure what it is, but DoorDash right here was jumping up, and that looks like it's going to continue to roll up there tomorrow with some momentum. And how about Holo getting set up again down here? Caught my eye. I know it jumped up a couple times recently. Nothing crazy, but that looks like it wants to roll off and get cruising again. And they are, a China stock, isn't it, Holo? Yeah. And I think they have Bitcoin as well. So keep an eye on that one, and that is HOLO, good old Holo. We're familiar with that. And CNC, remember this one? We were talking about a medical one right here, healthcare plan, and we had it the other week, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think we were a little early because look at that thing getting set up, and that's popping up and running today over 7%. So we were definitely early on CNC. As a matter of fact, Michael Anthony threw this one out there, and it did look good. And there you go. So I don't know if he still had it, but that was a nice one. And, of course, we were talking about Oracle right here. And like I said, it hadn't looked this good since 1999, guys. So you remember that big bubble, and now it looks like that again. Look at that. It shot up. Look at that candle right there. And I'm not going back to 1999, I don't think. Yeah, that's like a long ways away from there. But anyway, it is shot up like crazy, like a rocket right there. Good old Oracle, and looking pretty good. I don't even know. I know they had earnings right here. I think they missed the earnings and it jumped up. So again, I don't understand earnings completely, that's for sure. But it must have been good, whatever the heck they said, because the thing went nutty right there. So did Apple underwhelm today? Stock is way down. I don't know, Luis Rodriguez. I don't get it either. They came out and said they have the iPhone 17 coming out and some other nonsense as well. I forget exactly what it is, but anyway, I don't think they have any AI. I'm telling you, everything is so AI driven right now. And the fact that they didn't say their Siri was like AI driven, I think that's what drove it down, Luis Rodriguez. That's what I get out of what I saw. And I didn't look at that much information, but that's all I needed to see was they didn't have anything AI involved in it. And if you don't have anything AI involved in your stuff right now, your stock's going down. I mean, it's just the way it works. Obviously, they have a lot of AI stuff, but apparently the what did I say it was? The Siri or whatever isn't AI yet. So I'm not exactly sure. I did not really look at the reports or anything crazy. You guys know that, but that is what I had seen, and that's what I would gather. Apple advised everyone to buy into the event day and sell on Tuesday. So there you go. And it was just kind of sitting flat right there. It did go up. Don't get me wrong. It has popped up there, and it is pulling back there. And so yeah, Luis Rodriguez, that's what I got out of it. And like I said, I don't know if it says it anywhere, but from what I had seen and heard, it just seemed like they didn't mention anything about AI and Siri, and that seems like it was what brought it down there. And I mean, I would have to assume they had to know that you need AI in everything that you're going to be launching now has to be like AI or a crypto treasury, and everything will pop. So I don't know what happened. But anyway, that was Oracle and Apple. We'll go back to Apple. And this ASST we were talking about, and this is jumping up there in the after hours looking good. So keep an eye on this in the morning, guys, because that one's probably going to continue early. So that one could be a good one right there. CUPR, this one, what is it? This is like a Cayman Islands one medical, and this thing is trying to curl up and was caught my attention. CUPR right there. So keep your eye on that thing right there. Look at that. That might be another one spiking up. And where did it run to that day? Up to from 9 to 36. And we're sitting here at 260, and that's jumped up. So keep your eye on CUPR. That's an interesting look right there. We had talked about that DSY in the beginning. And again, that jumped up so fast early this morning. I wasn't even touching it, guys. It was already looked like it was coming back down by like 405, 407. It was crazy. I was up early, and I'm pretty sure Laptop Travel was in it at like 4 o'clock and was out right away. So again, you have to be like extremely quick and really. I mean, I traded the penny stocks for a while, so you had to be pretty quick. But this is even on a whole nother level. I mean, it's pretty wild. But again, there's a lot of great setups, and I just think that we're going to keep having them continue, run up, pull back, and then a lot of great things set up as you get into the markets opening now that summer's over and stuff. So I think we'll have a lot of great opportunities in the morning and not even have to wake up at 4 a.m. if you can. If you do, obviously Laptop Travel smashes it in the Discord, has an entire page for the 4 a.m. Warriors, and he crushes it in there. You have to be quick, but I do think we can find a lot of great setups right afterwards as well and continue catching them early enough because they run up, come back down, and then they like to spike up again. Not all of them do it, but you can kind of get an idea of which ones want to, and then you keep them on your list because they do move pretty fast, and once they start running again, they'll run. And you've seen that this week. So I'm looking into that opportunity for everyone, and I think it would be a lot easier for everybody as well. And I'm not saying 4 o'clock's impossible; it's just a little tougher. It moves very, very fast, and it's super early. Maybe it's just the fact that it's so early. I'm setting an alarm for like 3:45, getting up, and just like holy key, yeah, definitely hot keys right there. You need them for sure. And so if you didn't read that article, definitely read that. But yeah, that's it. But again, I'm just trying to look into what the best way for everybody to be able to benefit from these early morning runners the best that we can. So I'll let you guys know, keep you guys posted, and then maybe we'll have a 4 a.m. Warrior club, and then like a 6 a.m. club right there. Because again, it kind of gets set back up right around 6:30. At least it has been, and that's why I got to keep my eye on it just to keep a monitor, see what the old what the charts are really going to do and how these things are going to play out. And then, I'll catch the patterns on it and then we can go from there. So you definitely did post the guide in the Discord for the hotkeys. So definitely check that out in the Discord. Laptop Travels guide right there. And here we go. Here's 3 of them, guys, that were on the laptop travel list last night. And I just realized I wrote them down twice. INBS. This one was moving. Remember, I told you it was going to be smart and intelligent right there, and it was cruising. Laptop Travel said he doesn't even look at the screen sometimes when he's using the hotkeys. And DSY was a blowout. It was. I mean, it just went flying up there quick, and it came right back down. I was like just watching. I was like just getting on. I was like, holy cow, that was fast. And I was like, I'll stay out of that one right there because I could look at the chart and I just looked at the minute chart immediately and could tell. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily use the minute and them charts, but I guess if you're trading like that real quick, you kind of have to. And to get an idea of where you're spiking up and where you can bottom out at for the moments at that time. So I will look at them for that and use them in the morning like that because you definitely need to know when you need to get in and out real quick. MCTR was another one we were saying had been looking good in that list. And LVLU was another one that did pull back, but I wanted to tell you, keep your eye on this thing because it looks really good right there. So the 3 that we marked down were them 3. 2 of them ran up pretty nice, and this one's getting really set up there. Not saying the other ones did not run or look good. They were just the 3 that we picked out that looked really good right there, and it was pretty on point. And like I said, this LVLU is going to move. Laptop Travel uses the 1 minute for VWAP and 15 seconds for exits right there. 15 seconds, huh? There you go. And yeah, I use here, and I'll just show you. You can look right here. Here's your 1 minute chart right there for this morning LVLU. I'll go to a different one. It'll be easier. I'll do like Apple for you because that makes it a little bit easier there. So there's your 1 minute chart. You can see you spiked up here. Here's your top for the day right there, guys. And you can tell, I mean, it's pretty easy right there. It ran in flat. And then 1 p.m., it was getting ready for that event. That's what happened. So it got ready for the event. It spiked up and then came right down because, again, they didn't mention anything about AI with Siri. So you came right back down. And that's exactly what it looks like. Here's your 3 minute chart right there. You can kind of see the same thing. Your 5 minute chart is very similar too to your 3. I mean, they're almost kind of identical. I think it just spreads it out a little bit more. Your 15 will change around a little bit, and I do use the 15 right here. And you can tell Apple looks like it's trying to go back up on that 15 minute. And then when you look at the 30, it's sitting right there. Could have a little more pullback. You look at your 1 hour chart, try to get a better idea. And my best look is the daily. I can just tell exactly what it wants to do. And that's what I do, guys. So I roll right through them. But yeah, you could tell topped out right around 1 o'clock. It was easy to tell right there and coming back. So just something on charting right there, little charting tips and how to read it. And that's how to read these fast ones as well. You do have to get into the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. Laptop Travel is using the 15-second. I don't even think I have that option on here. I'm sure I do on here, and I can switch it around, but I just don't switch it around on here. I just switch it around on here because it's really easy. I'm sure it's really easy on here as well. I just don't even know where it's at because I don't mess with it too often. I'm not even sure. I'll figure it out real quick. And I know it's probably super simple. And again, I just use the things that I use, and that's kind of it. But I do it on here real quick all the time. And when I'm trying to buy and sell something quick anyway. So just a little heads up right there. And so there you are. And the DSY chart right here. Let's take a look at it. DSY. Oh, yeah. Well, we were talking about it. That's right. I should show it to you on like something different because they don't have that crazy spike up on the in the morning on the FinViz right here. Does it? There it is right there. Oh, yeah, it does have it on there. It just they don't put that stuff from that chunk of info on the candle. But yeah, here it is right here, guys. So look at that thing opens up down here. And look at that thing run up. And you're talking, this is the 1 minute chart, guys. You're talking like within minutes. boom, it's right back down and came down. And I saw it spike up there as like I said, got on at 4 o'clock. And this is probably like, if I could break down the exact minutes of it, but I mean, you're talking right at the beginning, like the first 10 minutes, that's things up and down already. So that's exactly what happened. And that's what I was saying. And you can see it. And I could tell immediately right here, that red candle. As soon as I saw that, I was like, well, this thing's toast. And didn't want to mess with it. And again, it was spiking up so fast like that and gapping. It could have kept running, but you were talking like it was running up like $10, $15 a pop. I mean, look how quick it ran up from that low all the way up to almost like over $40 right there. So it was very, very fast. And so yeah, that's what you're looking at. But again, it can be another great opportunity as you're looking at these charts and you come through. Look at 6 a.m., guys, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. See how it comes back down, and then boom, you get that spike up right there. And you did. You got a nice little pop up from down here. That's all you needed. And that was a beautiful trade right there. I saw that. That's how I knew. It did it again at 7. It's done it again at 9, and this is all before the market opens at 9:30, guys. So this is exactly what I saw, and I've seen it with a few of them that I've been looking at early in the morning and breaking down the charts. That's mainly what I was trading yesterday. Today we were looking at these, and Laptop Travel, I think, just posted up this one right here. And let's see. I'll tweet it out and then I'll look at it real quick. Hold on, I just messed up there. What the heck did I do? Hold on 1 second. All right, ready? Here it is. I'll post it out. You guys can check it out. Can I get my X? I can't get. I'd have to like open it all up, and it'll be a pain in the butt. So it'll get all messed up. So I'm not gonna do that. But let's look at it real quick. You guys can check it out. But yeah, look at that spot. How fast it was. What was the time frame on that? That is that like your second or something or minutes? I mean, the thing was so fast. It was insane, guys. And so yeah, that's why I obviously wasn't messing with it too much there today because that thing was a little bit crazy for me. And the other one yesterday, what was it? Oh, what the heck was it? The OCTO right here. We'll check that out, and I'll just show you what the difference was real quick so you guys can get a pretty good idea. And where were we? Right here. Oh, was this? Nope, that was today's actually. So we got to come back over here. And it's going to be, where was it? It should be right there. I don't even see it spiking up. I don't know why it's not on there, but it should have been right there. And here it is. I'm sorry. It was right here. But this thing, it did run up early in the morning, though, guys, because I know it spiked up. I don't know what the heck's going on with that chart right there. But anyway, here's where it was saying it got all the way up. And I do remember it running all the way up because it was right before the small cap show. And that's where I got out of it. But I thought it did spike up a little bit more in the morning. Maybe I'm wrong right there. But yeah, that was crazy, guys. And look at it. It just like steadily just went right up. You just kind of knew it was stair stepping. And right there, it started to top out. And I said to myself, all right, I'm going to go on the show. And it looks like it's going to pull back. So let's just get out of this thing right here. It's run up pretty drastically. I can't complain about it. That's for damn sure. And yeah, it just started pulling back there, and there you go. So that's what I was looking at, guys. And Laptop Travel was in at 401, out at 405 on that DSY there. So yeah, that's how fast, guys. It's crazy. And 401 with 15 seconds and 405 exit with 45 seconds. So you're talking like that fast, and it's crazy. But anyway, let's get back to our list right here, and just a little charting info right there, and having fun showing you guys what to look at and what to look for. So that's how I do it, as a matter of fact, and then that's how Laptop Travel seems to do it as well. He uses the 15 seconds a little bit right there, and you can see. And I guess so in the morning that fast, you almost need to. Like I said, you have to dummy it down into the 1 minute. Obviously, it just started, so you don't have 15 minutes of data or even 3, but it's just so fast that you got to be able to tell. But anyway, so that's that. And any questions on charts or anything, hit me up. I like to answer everybody on the X right there. And here we go. Here's a few from Luis Rodriguez that he was looking at. And IVVD, I know you've been looking at this one for a little while here and liking it. And it has been cruising up there, Luis Rodriguez. And I could say that one looks pretty good, I must say. So there you go at IVVD. And your wolf is Terra Wolf. Wolf speed was moving up today. This wolf, WOLF, that was running up. But now Terra Wolf right here is a capital market. And this is looking really good again. So keep an eye on that one as well. So both of them look really good right there. LGCL, let's see what that one is about. And this is Lucas GC. And that's starting to curl up pretty nice down here. That's a cheaper one, 52-cent China software application. And that does look good to start bouncing up there for LGCL. And WLDS, I know we looked at wearable devices before. It looked like it's jumping up there in the after hours. Let's see what it's doing right here. And it certainly is spiking up there. So look at that one in the morning, guys. That could continue some momentum, WLDS. And let's see what CGTL is up to, that Creative Global Technology Holdings. And we are familiar with that. Bottomed out right there. And that's looking really good to continue up, CGTL. So keep your eye on that one tomorrow. Look at that spike up there today, 55 up to $1.55, and it's at 60, like almost 66 right there. So you keep an eye on that one. Creative Global, whatever, CGTL. And GVH was moving as well today in the after hours. This one had popped up. It's been in the basement down there. We had looked at this before, GVH, Globevend or whatever it is. And there you go. This thing started to roll and got cruising right there. So keep your eye on GVH in the morning to try to run up some more. That could keep its momentum. ARM, this one was trying to move up a little today and looks like it wants to continue up the semiconductor, and they're not looking too bad right there. And how about Hertz right here? Wasn't this running up some more today? It was over that trend line and doesn't look too bad right there for good old Hertz. It's just slowly driving up, but it is moving up there. And QUBT, we looked at quantum computing. That does look really good. So definitely keep your eye on that. NRGTI, we looked at both of them. And GCT right here is GigaCloud. And that was curling up today. I did see that one running today. That one was looking good. And how about our Circle? Because that was way down there. And that popped up. Remember, we were talking about this one getting set up. That was a nice bottom right there at 108. And you're back to 118 and looking really healthy on Circle right there. So there's some really good ones for you guys. And here we go. We'll go right through our laptop travel list and look at the rest of them. We just looked at the 3 from last night that we liked, and now we'll go through the rest of the laptop travel and see what's going on with AGMH. I looked at most of them, couldn't even take any off the list because they all look good. So go ahead and just choose some. They all looked really nice right here. AGMH running up there. Should try to keep some momentum there tomorrow. BIYA, that was cruising along today, and even some more in the after hours. So you might want to look at that one tomorrow morning too. That one looks really good, set up and trying to run up even higher for BIYA right there. Not familiar with it, but I am familiar with Chanson International, CHSN, and this thing was cruising up there today and looking pretty good to continue. It was down a little in the after hours, but not looking bad to me. So we'll keep an eye on Chanson tomorrow. And how about Click, CLIK, Click Holdings? And this is clicking along right there, up 15% in that channel. Maybe you stay in that channel for a hair, but that one should look good. I know you had this one, Craig, Smart Power Corp, on the list about 2 weeks ago, and it was a little early, and we usually are 2 to 3 weeks early. And here you go with CREG. So look at that one, because I'm telling you, we were early on it, and now it's starting to roll up right there. So CREG looking good to me. And GLE right here, Global Engine Group. And this thing's trying to get curled up on the 20 right there. So that one's trying to get set up. That one might have a few days. INTJ, Intelligent Group, it's called. That's what it is. And that's a Hong Kong one. And that thing looks pretty smart. The last intelligent one we looked at, INBS, that one decided to run yesterday as soon as we said it. And what's that? That's Intelligent Biosolutions. And now the Intelligent Group wants to get moving, guys. So keep your eyes on INTJ right there. They're looking pretty smart. And NCEW, what is NCEW right there? New Century Logistics, and that is bouncing out of the bottom, out of the basement, and cruising up today. A little pullback. So we'll have to see what that's up to. S dot right here, Sabic Group. We've looked at this one before, and Sabic Group, Sadic Group, whatever it is, S dot. This thing looks like it wants to move along as well. I know we've looked at it plenty of times before. It's had some good spike ups, and it might run up and spike up again right now. So keep your eyes on that. And good old Spot. Let's see what Spotty's up to. Spotify Technology, and see what they're doing. And that is up 88. So it's getting set up right there. It's an expensive one at 719, but it isn't looking too bad right there for Spotify. So you can keep your eye on Spotify. It's setting up. It's just not, I don't know if it's exactly ready yet, but it's not looking too bad to get set up. And how about Wheeler right here? Wheeler Real Estate, and that's curling up, and it seems like real estate's starting to do a lot better right now. So you might see something going on in the real estate industry that's helping things out. So Wheeler looking good right there. YSXT, that is YSX Tech. It's a China one right here, and it's just a little bit flat. Nothing bad, but you can see it's on that 20 getting curled up. So could look good towards the end of this week, that's for sure. And ISPO right here is Inspirato Incorporated, something like that. And that one actually is kind of pulling back. It might be the only one that might have the slightest pullback there. And that is about it. And what is that? GP right here, Green Power Motor Company. They recently just split, so you might want to keep an eye on that as it's bouncing up off a 1 for 10 split. We'd have to look at that one tomorrow. And JBDI right here. Let's see what that's doing, and that's not looking bad as well, and trying to crawl up. So there's a bunch of good ones that was running up in the after hours, it looks like. So there you go with your laptop travel list, and a lot of great ones right there, I must say. So thank you, Laptop Travel, and you've been crushing it, that's for sure. And the whole team in Discord has been destroying it, guys. So it doesn't matter. As long as you're in there, you're probably going to do pretty well. Between the morning note with Ben, my night note, Laptop Travels, 4 a.m. Warriors, and all his updates. Luis Rodriguez is posting great stuff on my page. And then you have Kyle and the Godfather. It's pretty wild right there, guys. It's everybody. It's all you need. And we just destroy it, that's for sure. So here we go. Let's keep an eye and look and see what our we got to do our Jolie's Jams. I was going to do our Spy Mag 7 big caps, but I forgot about our Jolie's Jams. So let's cruise right through Rhyme, which used to be Agrify. That's getting set back up the run up. That had a huge run up recently. And Blink Charging's not looking so bad. Remember we said it was going to roll off the MACD? It's exactly what it's doing. And here goes Sezzle right here, guys. So that could start sizzling right back up at 92. That one's run up pretty big. And the same thing with Sterling Infrastructure. It's a construction one, engineering construction, little pullback. Looks like it's bouncing up in the after hours. This one looks like it wants to continue to bounce up and run up there. So keep your eye on Sterling. And how about Rivian's a little bit of pullback here? It did run up recently, RIVN, and it is pulling back slightly. So just see where that wants to pull back to. Symbotic is setting up as well, and that's looking really good. So Symbotic, Sezzle, Sterling right there, looking really good. And Nike has been pulling back, a little more pullback. We mentioned that yesterday. And DXYZ is definitely getting set up right there, guys. So there you go. And let's go ahead with our SPY. It was up right now, and it closed up, and it's looking pretty good. So we'll be watching that one in the morning and see what it wants to do. And Apple is down, obviously, after the Apple event, and I was already talking about it. And again, I'm pretty sure they didn't mention anything about AI with Siri and their new iPhone updates or iPhone and everything, and that probably hurt them. So that's why you're seeing that pullback. And we even went through the charting on it, gave you a little charting lesson and where to topped out at, exactly how to look at it. So a lot of good things this evening, I would say, on our live show here. So thanks everybody for tuning in, because it's always a lot of fun, and we just go ahead and do whatever we want, and it's a lot of great times. Amazon, look at this thing looking pretty good, cruising back up for Amazon. Google ran back up some more, and that's blasting off and doesn't look bad to try to run up some more tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And Meta was jumping up there, and Meta looks like it is going to try to curl through. We'll look at it in the morning, but that could get cruising. Microsoft's looking a little bit better there, and it does look like it bottomed out. Maybe have a little more pullback on it. Looks like it did bottom down, but look for any pullbacks on it, and that'll be a good opportunity for Microsoft. And NVIDIA is still getting set up here, and I bet that's going to try to jump up as Oracle did that thing today. So I would have to imagine it's probably all these companies, NVIDIA and all these semiconductors and stuff, are going to get dragged up with it, which is a good thing for them. And Tesla right here is not looking bad and approaching that 350, and it's going to bounce right off and get cruising. So there you go with TSLA and good old Tesla. And AMC, that was down just a hair. It was bouncing around today, but definitely getting set up. GameStop running up there on the earnings. And like I said, it had looked good, and there you go. I just don't play the earnings. And Chewy right here isn't looking bad to try to curl back up, and they have their earnings tomorrow, so we'll wait for that and see what they're doing for CHWI. Unity was just kind of flat there today, and that one could be a little topped out. We'll have to look at it tomorrow for the letter U. And how about your Netflix up? And I'm telling you, Netflix wants to continue to roll up there, guys, so you can keep an eye on that. AVGO, wasn't that running up in the after hours? I know it was pulling back there. Let's just take a better look. And it was pulling back a little, but I think it ran up 341 is where it closed. Maybe it pulled back. I'm not even sure. 341. So there you go. And I'll look at AVGO, good old Broadcom, tomorrow. We'll see if it wants to bounce back up there. And again, Oracle might help all these guys out. MU right here, that one's up a little bit, and that's hitting that top area. We'll see if it can even get into the top. I'm not sure if it will. TSM, that didn't look bad today. Was running up, couldn't run up some more. And SMCI was looking really good, as a matter of fact, hitting that 20, and it looks like it did try to bottom out. Remember, we were saying maybe it'll base out there. We were looking to see if it wanted to level down. It looks like it's based out right there. Not too bad. AMD's another one trying to crawl back up. So that looked like it bottomed out yesterday and could be a great opportunity for AMD. So make sure you keep your eyes on that one as well. And let's see, AMDL right here is the 2-time long, and that 20 is just coming down, but it's not looking bad. It could take a little bit to set up, but it will get cruising there. And QCOM was down a little bit. This one's going to get set up. Just let it pull back at the moment. Snow is pulling back some. Didn't look too bad. Maybe it wants to pull back to that MACD to get set back up, and PayPal had a little more pull back on it. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one, because it looked like it was trying to get set back up to roll off that MACD. So we'll be looking at PayPal tomorrow just to see what it wants to do there. And INTC, good old Intel, just kind of running around, not doing a whole lot, but it looks like it could pull back a little bit at the moment. And how about Dell? And I know Kramer said he's buying Dell, and look where Dell went, and then look where SMCI just went, guys. So there you go. I told you he has no idea what he's talking about, and I even said it when we read that. How amazing is it? Because I said Dell was pulling back and SMCI was going up, and there you go, right on target right there, I'll say. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, that was a beauty. And I don't know what the hell Kramer looks at. Maybe your newsletter can help him out there, Laptop Travel, or maybe you can tune into the show and learn how to read a chart, because I don't know what the hell he thought he was talking about. That Dell was going down, or Dell was going up, and SMCI was going down right at this moment. Maybe 10 next year, but I don't know. I talk about things at the moment, and they just got them completely wrong right there. So there you go. And of course, we were early on IBM, and it continues to run up. Might have a little pullback in that channel, but we were super early on that one. And Palantir, like I said, that one's looking pretty good again, guys. So wants to curl through right there. Sophie not looking bad. We looked at it earlier. And let's look, Marin, who said Marin Riot we're setting up right here, guys. And these guys are looking pretty good. As you can see, Riot was jumping up. Remember I was saying it was looking real good? Well, there you go. And Clean Spark right there was looking pretty good. And that's getting ready to rock and roll as well. And even MicroStrategy is not looking bad down there. Look at all them crazy looks. Laptop Travel on that thing. Look at that. That's ready to get rolling as well. And let's see what else is going on here. with good old Robinhood still continuing its way up after the S&P 500. And let's look at Coinbase right here because that was jumping up. Remember, we were saying it was looking good. Well, there you go. It was jumping up there today, as a matter of fact. And Webull right here. It's kind of lagging, I'd say. I'd say Coinbase looks way better at the moment. So, and even Robinhood's running up, but I would say Coinbase isn't looking bad there. Space right here did pull back. We'll see how much because it was looking pretty good. And Boeing right here pulled back as well. So they both pulled back. Lockheed Martin had some pullback too. Huntington Ingalls right here was pulling back as well. So some aerospace and defense pullback right there. And let's see, DJT, that was trying to get really set up, just pulling back a little bit right there. And I would say this fun right here is trying to get ready to get rolling. Let me see how it closed up because remember I was saying that was looking good no matter what DJT wanted to do. And there you go. It was running up there over 5%, almost 6% there. So that's what we were looking at. And let's see, good old McDonald's pulling back a little bit. Not looking bad. We'll wait for it to get set back up. Disney looks like it wants to set up and pull back today. And we'll see if it wants to roll off of there. Oxy, that was pulling back a little bit, but I think that's about to get curled right back around. And ExxonMobil was up today, and that was bouncing up. So there you go with our Mag 7 SPY, big caps, all them guys. I know I'd mentioned the prices for crypto earlier, but here we go. I was looking at the stock cube, and remember there's a nice discount, KITCO 10 if you want 10% off the stock cube. But here we go. We'll look at crypto and see what's going on here. And here is our Bitcoin. It was running up earlier, a little bit of pullback as it's crossed up, but nothing crazy right there. And Ethereum, that one's a little bit flat. And again, these things I think are just finishing up, getting bottomed out here. Solana's been running up and just keeps going, guys. Look at that stair step up. Looks beautiful. And Ripple right here is trying to get ripping, hitting the 50. We'll get set up a little more. Doge had been looking good, and it's still jumping up a little bit right there. And how about your Cardano at the moment? And that one is just hitting the MACD. We'll see if it crosses through right there. It should. I don't see why it wouldn't. Stellar XLM still getting curled up right there. And Chainlink right here was getting curled up as well. It's not ready just yet, but it's getting right about there. And how about Optimism OP right here? And that one's curled through and running up and looking pretty good. So there you go. I know ETF is way down, guys. It's like at its very, very bottom right now. Let me tell you where it's at. Hold on a minute, and I'll look and see. Give me 1 second right here. And it is at a 474 market cap. So it is way down there, guys. And I'm telling you, that thing's got to get cruising up now. So I guess if we're going to get it moving again, we should probably all start jumping into it and get it turned back around. The opportunities there, it could get flying, that's for sure. It's way down there, and it just needs some action, some volume, and some people into it. So we'll have to figure that one out. ETF 500 right there, and we'll get that rolling. And there is everything. What else are we missing right here? Let me take a look and see if we missed anything, but I probably caught most things. Gem we looked at last night was running up that open. MMA was running up there this morning. And there's your NVIDIA ITP was jumping up. And there's that Wolf CWD. And there's that iSpecimen. And Bitfarms right there, like I said, was looking pretty good. So keep your eyes on that for a little momentum for BITF. Snapchat not looking bad. NBIS was up today. Marin Riot were running. Riot looked good. Cypher right here ran. And Riot's right there. That Soundhound not looking too bad. Did have some pullback. And there's your DSY. And we knew all about that. There's Apple and SPY. ABEV right there. And let's see, American Airlines still pulling back right there. NXXT, I'm telling you, that thing keeps jumping up. That's going to be popping sooner than later. DNN is at Denson Mines, and Bond was running up there today, BON. And look at Riot tomorrow. Lion LGHL was running, and QS pulled back right there. And UNH obviously running up, RDTI up a little bit. And there you go with that side. Let me see what's going on this side right here. And let's see if we missed anything. SPG looks like a new one. I'm not sure what that is. And this looks like Conifer Holdings. That's what that is. And that was running up today. And let's see MMA and STEC, that Gem and CDTG we looked at. And let's see what else. XHG was running up a little bit right there. And there's that BON. Oh, Easy Go. This one doesn't look too bad. Trying to curl up. I think it has a little bit of time. That's a China one. SOS was running up a little bit after a big pullback there. And that zone right there was in the zone again. We talked about that last night. And there's Toke, which is a cannabis ETF right there. So there you go with that. And let's see what MSOS looks like. That's up and looking pretty good as well. So there's the cannabis ones. And let me see what else is going on. Kramer liked your app and hood and EMR article. There you go. That's sweet right there. And let's see what else is going on. CCJ, massive squeeze. Let's see. What is that one? CCJ. What is that? Camco Corp right here, and that is looking pretty good to get cruising up there, as a matter of fact. And when they get into these trends like this at the moment, you can see it tried to bottom out down there, but had some dip downs, and now it looks like it wants to get cruising for CCJ. Not even familiar with that one, but yeah, some good winners this week, that's for sure. That QMMM, DSY, Octo, CWD, all kinds of good ones right there. Palantir, we were talking about an APPS, QMM right there. And SMCI finding that support and ball calls. We'll wait for the breakout. And yeah, that one's getting ready. SMCI, ASST was running in the after hours. Microsoft might have bottomed, I agree. And BMNR is going to reward investors pretty soon. LDI right there, Zach. Let's look at it. And that is that Loan Depot. And like I said, it might have some pullback there. And that's exactly what I was seeing. It was hitting some resistance. That line wasn't even there, though. I don't think yet. Maybe it was. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. But it looked like it was going to hit some resistance up here and pull back. But it will get set back up, like I was saying. So I will definitely be keeping an eye on that one. I know Godfather was all about that. They were early on it, too. It ran up pretty well. And now it's that little bit of pullback there, Zach, but not looking too bad. So we'll catch that one on the way up. Fuel Cell right there is looking pretty good. FCEL. That's looking pretty nice. Luis Rodriguez right there, FCEL. So you keep an eye on that. And MMA, that's got some legs as well. And that was off the 4 a.m. list right there. It was cruising along this morning. I know that one. And TNFA right here had that recent reverse split. It was been pulling back right here. And let's see, it could get cruising up there. You're right, deleted. That one could get that nice curl up. It's not looking too bad. So many winners today, I would agree. And let's see what else is going on. Sent an article that supports thesis that the AI is going to cause massive unemployment from Forbes. Oh, thanks, Zach. And yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's not even a question. And yeah, people will reinvent jobs and try to pivot and do other things, but you're going to see complete sectors and jobs just not created. And like, you're going to have a whole new wave of people trying to figure things out. And these kids that are getting out of college, guys, there's a lot of kids that graduate and not many of them can figure it out. So I don't know what the hell they're going to do before they get out of college and they get like a decent job or something. You can't even get anything. I mean, they're lucky they can work at Chick-fil-A. And so, yeah, pretty soon they'll have robots doing that as well. And so, yeah, I have no idea what anybody's going to do. I've been saying it for like 2 years. And you can see the job numbers are saying in line with exactly what I'm saying. Of course, people will reinvent some things, but you're not going to see job creation like you did before because you need one person to oversee a bunch of AI bots or AI, whatever the hell it is. Maybe 2 people, when before you had entire departments full of people and they're just wiped out completely. I mean, I'll just give you an example. I worked at a mortgage company back in the day, and there was all kinds of departments there. There was like, I forget how many people. They had like 20,000 people. It was one of the biggest employers in New Jersey at the time. And yeah, they don't, I mean, they're not even in business anymore. Actually, they are, I think. But anyway, they're not at the same building, I should say, that they used to have. They used to have 4 huge buildings they occupied. And I mean, what mortgage company is going to need 4 huge buildings in a corporate center anymore? You don't need that many people. It's just you have AI doing it all for you. It's all AI based. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And every time you see any company going out and talking about their numbers, they're always cutting numbers. Look at UPS. I mean, they're cutting jobs like crazy. They're just trying to figure out what the hell to do with these people until they retire, and then they don't have to hire more people because robots and AI are doing everything. It's wild, guys. I'm telling you, it is crazy, Zach. And yeah, it's not gonna slow down. That's for sure. Look what Oracle just did. It just flew up more than it ever did since 1999 when that was in a bubble. Your BITF we went through. Doge Mama 9, that is looking good for a little momentum tomorrow. And Larry Ellison, a great sailor, crewed on his boat back in the day for a single day. I'm not sure what you're even referring to right there, laptop travel, but Larry Ellison and Google, he is a mastermind right there. And so there you go. I know we were probably talking about something. I just don't know what it was. And let's see what else is going on. Apple's working with Google on their AI, and they are still not ready, but they will incorporate Google's Gemini AI into Siri. They're going to have to, like I said, because I'm pretty sure that's why it went down right there. And let's see what else is going on. We were talking about charts and the minutes and ABTC. That one's looking really good for a crypto run right here. And we know that's a Trump company. And let's see, Deep Soul Diving. How are you this evening? XHLD. Let's take a look at that one right here. And here we go. That looks like it bottomed out there yesterday, right there. XHLD 10 holdings. And it does look like it wants to move back up. So there you go. It does look like the bottom reversal, Deep Soul Diving, exactly what I was looking at. In your 20s right there, it should jump up into that channel, curl it up, and get cruising right there. And Chewy, we looked at. Corporations are writing in very large letters on the wall, invest in crypto. All these companies starting crypto treasuries, buying crypto. You know that if they're buying so much, the prices are going up. I agree right there. And companies figured out staking as millions in passive income. Absolutely. If you can get enough of it and stake it, you can make a fortune. And let's see what else is going on. Waiting on Pew and PSQH to step up. And yeah, I agree that PSQH wasn't looking bad. I'd assume they're both going to end up as crypto companies right there as well. And remember when Amazon crushed Barnes and Noble's brick and mortar stores, absolutely right there. And let's see, Larry Ellison, CEO of that's right, Oracle. What I say, Google, CEO of Oracle, built the most amazing sailboat. You're right, he actually did. He did build a crazy sailboat. I remember seeing that thing. That was a while back. When did you say that was? I forget when that was, but that was a while ago. Totally forgot about that back in the day. Yeah, I do forget about that. I forgot. China rotation day 3 is coming up tomorrow, so I can't disagree with that. And yeah, there's a lot of good ones, and that's why that Riot might be a good one as well. It is a China small cap, and again, they have their NASDAQ delisting notice, and if they get approved or whatever they get, they'll find out. And if they get an extension, it'll probably pop up relatively big right there because it could double immediately, I would say. So there you go. And let's see what else is going on right here. And let's see. What's SGN? What is that? Signing day sports right here. This thing's looking good. I was going to say, we've gone through this a bunch of times. This SGN, that is looking pretty good right there. So keep an eye on that one. And tomorrow is the core PPI and the PPI year over year and the core PPI year over year. And then Thursday is September 11th, and it is the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, and the year over year one, that core CPI. So all them numbers are coming out there, and we'll see them for the next 2 days as well. And let's see. Jeffrey Hinton says AI will cause massive unemployment and send profits soaring on Fortune. I'll definitely check that out. I'll actually tweet it out there if anybody wants to check out the article. Thank you, Zach. And let's see what else is going on. Someone asking thoughts on something. Not sure what it is. Limit price. What the heck is that one? I'm not even sure what the heck he's trying to trade here. ABP, it looks like. Let me see. I traded that one before, that AppPro Holdings, and let's see, it's way down there actually. Might have to look at that one. That's a nice dip down, but I don't think that's what it was. I have no idea. It's showing 49 on limits. Yeah, I'm not sure what the heck that is right there, because it's definitely not at 49 cents. I'd say that. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Brock the Truth. And let me see if there's anything else going on. Let me see. I think we got to everything over there. Let me see if we got to everything over there. And let's see what's over here. I think we got to all that. Let's see if we got to what's trending. We probably ripped right through all of them. ASST, GameStop, and Robinhood right there. What are they doing? They're something now. It looks like they're on right now. I don't know what the heck they're doing. I thought, didn't they have their earnings the other day? I have no idea, to be honest with you. But something's. Oh no, they went into the S&P 500. I guess they're talking. I don't know. Oracle right there, QMMM, and Apple's down. JD right here, JD.com. Let's see what that's up to. And there you go, JD.com. That's actually looking pretty good to run back up. And AVXL, I forget what that one is right here. AVXL. Anavex Life Sciences, and that's cruising right there, not looking bad. CWD, we knew about that one, and CIFR, we knew about that. So there you go, everybody. And I'll tell you another one right here, another capital market one that has to do with crypto. HIVE, good old Hive right here, looking pretty good. So you keep an eye on that one too, and that one, and Bitfarm. Doge Mama 9 are looking really good right there. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty fun market review this evening. And I think we got to everything. There's a lot of them setting up, I must say. So keep an eye on things, and we'll obviously be on in the morning at 7 a.m. to do our pre-market. So there you go. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, everybody. And thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and Deleted, and Zach, and Doge Mama 9, and Deep Soul Diving, and everybody else that hangs out and tunes in and also chimes in. I greatly appreciate it. And be sure to follow along on X and YouTube and Instagram. And make sure that you hop on at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, because we do that pre-market show at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. And then we do this live show at night, now at 8 p.m. And that's on Sunday nights through Thursday nights. So there you are, everybody. And I'd say there's a lot of them setting up. I'll do the night note, put it into the Discord. You guys can check that out. I know Laptop Travel will have his 4 a.m. Warrior stuff up there and his information, so that'll be great. And then Ben will have his morning note in there in the morning. Then you'll have Godfather Kyle and everybody else, Luis Rodriguez, and all of us posting away and giving you bangers and poppers left and right there. So, and I'm going to stay more focused on the setups, because that's what I'm really good at. I was thinking about it. I said, let me stick to what I'm good at. Laptop Travel's doing what he's great at. And if we all just do what we're really good at, guys, you'll be able to crush the market every which way you want. So that's how I look at it. And again, that's why I'm trying to figure out that morning if I'll get up early again. I'll monitor things. If I like anything, I'll trade it. But I'm just trying to figure out the best opportunity for everybody, for all of us to be able to trade that early. Them early poppers that get really cruising, and what the best time frame is to do it. I think at 4 a.m. it's a little bit too quick and crazy and volatile for most people, I would say. But I think there's some still great opportunities going in from 5:36 and on. So I'll be watching that, guys, and we'll definitely be paying attention, see what we can get out of them, and take some great opportunities. But yeah, some really good opportunities in the market. We'll go through them tomorrow morning, that's for sure. And there you go, everybody. And Deep Soul Diving, you'll get good at this. It takes some time. Trust me. I've been doing it for like over 20 years, and I'm probably not even good at it, to be honest with you, but we still do it, and we still have fun doing it. But yeah, we try it. I'm telling you, we'll start locking in some profits together, and then we'll make these accounts really grow in the Discord. That's what it's about. And again, you just have to hit that sell button. I think focusing on the sell button more so than the actual buy button now, because we know that we can catch the bottoms, and it's fairly easy. It's a matter of getting out of them and taking the profits and rolling them over and not beating yourself up when you hit the sell button and it obviously goes a little higher. It happens to me like every single time. And honestly, yeah, yesterday, OCTO, I tried to get out of it like twice, and it just kept running up higher as I was trying to get out of it. So that's the only way I was in it so long, because the two times I tried to get out way earlier, it ran up a couple bucks, and I was like, well, it's higher than that price I was just about to sell it at, so let's keep rolling. And then I was going to sell it again when I think it hit 40, and then it jumped up right into the 50s, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy, guys. So yeah, that was the only reason why I ended up in that so long, because it was just moving. So yeah, you just gotta hit that sell button, and you're gonna write sell on your hands with thick Sharpie. There you, I'm telling you, is that and honestly, guys, and you guys can sit there and you don't have to answer, but just think about it. Is the sell probably the hardest thing in this? I mean, we all pick out great ones. They're all always up. And then all of a sudden they start dipping down, and then it's like, oh shit. And then they always go lower than you bought them in, and you're sitting there holding them. And if you're in the penny ones, they'll reverse split and then forget about it. You're not getting that money back. It's like a donation to the company. And I'm telling you, you had the opportunity for every single one you probably ever been in to get out with a profit and just didn't. But I've done it a million times, so I'm not going to say that like I said, I'm not going to say that that's not what happens. It happens to all of us. And then you have to realize that, you have to hit that sell button. And yeah, that's just the way it works. And so Deep Soul Diving, except he's glad that he didn't sell Octo. But again, yesterday it was a great day. It just ran way up there, and you can get out of it. And like I said, there's every day you look for that new opportunity. I feel like the longer you stay in them, the more chances of it going down on you is than going up for you, is what it feels like anyway. Gravity, it seems like, will pull them down instead of running them up there, unless you're getting lucky on the charts and you just have one that's in that bullish channel and can keep popping up like a pinball. But anyway, it's just one of the things. When they run up, just take them profits. Don't worry about if it runs up even higher the next day or whatever. Just be fortunate that you were able to take that opportunity that was presented to yourself, and you took it and made something out of it in a positive way. And again, I'm telling you, we've all probably had every single one we've ever bought has been up for us, and then we did not sell them when they were up, and then watch them come back down, and you either hold them while you're down or you sell them at a loss, and you're like, I was just up on this stupid thing, and now I'm taking a loss because I know it's about to go down even lower, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So it's happened to all of us. Everybody I know, everybody listening, sitting there, shaking their head, going, "Yeah, that's definitely happened." And that's why we have to know to hit that. The sell button, I think, has become the most important thing to focus on, because it's so easy to pick them, especially if you're on the show or in the Discord. You can find out where to pick them. But everybody struggles with where to sell it. Believe me, everybody. I don't think that anybody can really pick that exact part where they're topped out. It's very tough. I'm not going to lie. Even for me, it's extremely tough. And you see, even like a guy like Tim Skies, he, has a big following. He can get these things pumping as well. And he's always selling them pretty early, he seems like he's saying. So it's just the way it works. But you realize that you have to sell them to keep making money in the market, or what you'll do, you'll constantly hold them until they go down and sell it for a loss. And how are you going to make money doing that? So it's one of them things that you just have to train yourself. And again, it's the psychology behind this. Our bodies and our brains are not trained to do things like this for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we're not like wired this way. But once you can redo it and try to wire yourself to just make themselves, it's the most important thing to do. You'll get, and do it for like a month straight. Just get out of them and just watch them roll over. You'll start to see your account move and get bigger, and it'll be much more fun for you and less stressful as well. Because I'm telling you, just sitting there watching them bounce around has got to be the most stressful thing. When you sell them and they go up, it's stressful for a little bit, but you almost know it's coming back down. And the minute it goes back down lower than the price you sold it at, you're very happy. So That's how I look at it anyway. And there you go. Luis Rodriguez sold half his UNH calls yesterday and have no regrets. You can't, and you have to make them decisions at that moment. And usually they're on the fly, they're fast decisions. And that's what makes it really difficult. But you have to make the decision that you feel like is the best decision at that moment. And then say, hey, I'm making the best decision, I think. And if it goes higher, it goes higher. I'm just looking at what it is giving me at this moment, and anything can happen in the market, guys. So you have to look at it and look at your probability and your risk and say, hey, am I, just make that right choice that you're locking in them profits. I have to tell myself all the time to do it, guys. And I've been doing this for a really long time. Unless you're trading at 4 a.m. like laptop travel and you're literally like in and out like that, then you're generally just buying them and watching them go up and float around. And then, yeah, so focus on the sells. I think it's going to be an important thing that we'll start focusing on more. And then everybody will be locking in profits. And again, when they start moving, start getting out of them. And you guys know I've learn to do it after making every mistake you could ever make a million times over and over and over. So that is what you have to program in your mind, deep soul diving. And I'm telling you, it's just one of them things we're not wired to do right. We're not wired to do it, but for whatever reason, you can train yourself. And it's really just beating it into your brain that you have to sell them and stop worrying about them going up. I don't know why it's so hard. It's just, again, it's just the way we're wired. We just see it and it's moving up, and you just think it's going to go to infinity. Does anything ever go to infinity or just keep going? Never. It just always goes up and it comes right back down. So you have to make that decision of where's that fine line, probability and risk. What's the probability it's going to keep soaring versus the risk that that it's about to get sold off and come down. So loss is definitely a teaching aspect, and honestly, you learn your biggest things in life, your biggest whatever your I don't even know what word I'm trying to think of, but you just learn everything, like when you make your biggest mistakes, that's when you make your biggest I can't even think, my brain's like fried. You could tell when I try to think, I just go, I'm fine. If I try to think about something, forget about it. But yeah, your progress, you make your most progress when I think you make your biggest mistake. So it is kind of weird, and the dopamine hit freezes. It does to everybody. I'm telling you. RGC did go to infinity and beyond. You're right. Laptop travel. That might have been one of the very few ones that did go to infinity and beyond, because it just kept on running like crazy. And but very few do that. And obviously yesterday that Octo ran like crazy, but look at it. It did fall back down. It could run up some more, but again, you get it to run up, and I was perfectly fine selling it like way earlier and living with it and not having a problem. But again, it just kept moving for me. And I was just like, well, it's going to go up that high. Then it's already higher than the price I was just willing to sell it at and be happy with. So I got to let it kind of ride up there. And if it starts pulling back, or if I see it topping out, I definitely have to get out. So that's the way I looked at it. And I've been trying to look at it like that a lot more lately, obviously, because the market moves so damn fast. Yeah, RGC 26,000%. That was crazy. And it certainly was an insane one. You don't see them all the time, just like yesterday, but you do see them. And that's why you got to honestly just trade everything, stick to your plan, your game plan, because how often do things like that come around? And yeah, it can be life changing, but again, the chances of that happening for you, and if you try to play the odds and try to keep them and think that you're going to hit something like that, you're going to end up running out of money before you see another one of them, because they just don't come that often. But you know what comes? 5, 10%ers, 15%ers, 20%. We can hit 100%ers pretty easily. We just gave out 2 of them back to back in 2 days. And I think today I posted the one and it ran up over 100% in like 19 minutes. CWD. I just caught the momentum on it, and bam, over 100%. You get out and you just doubled your account real quick. So that's how you can look at it as well and just make it quick. But again, you have to be focused on the sell button. I know we do focus on a lot of buying, clearly, because we're always looking at the bottom prices. What's the best opportunity to get in? But at the end of the day, I think your selling it is the most important thing. Probably investing, like overall investing as an entire sector or industry or anything, I think your sell is the most important thing. Just think about real estate, guys. I mean, when's the right time to sell and when's the right time to hold them? Do you hold them during a when the markets crash, or if you sold them right before that at the top and got out and you've made a bunch of money, and then you have all that money for the crash and then buy them all back up cheap again? That sell was a very important sell right there. It was more important than the buy. So that's how you have to kind of look at it sometimes. And that's how I've been trying to look at it a little more often, because I feel like we can easily pick the buys, and but we can't easily always see the sells. So just a little charting info tonight, and we did go through some other charts. Yeah, if you put 500K in the Octo in the morning, you would have walked away with like $28 million. Yeah, it would have been crazy if you had done that. So that would have been not. I mean, honestly, if you had put $1,000 in Octo yesterday, you made pretty good money. I'm not gonna lie. So that's yeah, they don't happen every day though, obviously. So but when they do happen, they are pretty exciting. I'm not gonna lie, and that is a little fun information about the stock market, I would say. And again, we went through some charting tonight. We went through a little bit of everything. So there you go, everybody. And I would say that was a fun one. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. And be sure to tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. and we'll find out what's going to be popping tomorrow. And again, I'll be up early checking it out and just seeing the market and seeing if anything does want to crew. It kind of looks like we might have some more poppers up there tomorrow. So I have a feeling it could be another wild day in the markets tomorrow. So I'm getting excited, and we'll hop off. Everybody can go get some rest and enjoy their evening. And just on time, Michael Anthony, there you are. Look at him. I mean, can you talk about being on time any better than Michael Anthony? Every time we go to tune off, sign off, Michael Anthony hops on and says, "What happened to pins today?" That's Michael Anthony. We love you. Let's look at pins now that you got my attention. And I have no idea. It looks like it dipped down. Let me see. Pinterest CEO. AI is winning over Gen Z, but growth isn't guaranteed. So Gen Z flocks to Pinterest as AI enhances shopping experience. Yeah, I'm not even sure. I would assume it would do pretty well, because a lot of people do go on AI and post stuff to sell, but it looks like it honestly looks pretty healthy. So you might have a great opportunity right there, Michael Anthony. We were not looking at Pinterest, but might have to keep an eye on that. That could be a good setup right there. So I'll keep an eye on that. And there you go, everybody. I would say that's a good market review. And that's what it looked like today. And the video was up. Google, Meta, Amazon, Apple down during the Apple event. And Microsoft, I think, could be trying to bottom out there. So until tomorrow morning, guys, you guys go get some rest, study some stock charts, see what you guys are interested into looking at for tomorrow. That's going to be popping, and we'll be on at 7 a.m. to find out exactly what's popping, and I'll be posting a night note in the Discord. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your evening. I will catch you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the morning.